Hey guys, Hardcore Hector with a review of Tokyo School Life. Now I recently finished this visual novel and I think I got it on a Steam summer sale, or it might have been a fall sale. I don't even remember when I got it. I know I got it a while back, finally got around to playing it, and it is decent. So let me just get right into it. So you play as a foreigner coming to Japan for the first time ever, but you just happen to speak perfect Japanese, so you're able to interact with people all over, and you're going as a foreign exchange student for I think about a month, if I recall correctly. While you're there, you meet 3 girls who are in the same class. You just kind of run into them on the street before you actually go to class. Then you go to class and then you're like, hey, you guys are in the same class, cool, and everything and stuff like that. And so the 3 girls are the main 3 girls that are with you throughout the game. And I should also mention that the foreigner's main objective is to fall in love with a Japanese girl or something like that. And so that's pretty much your main objective throughout the game. And of course there's a couple, ecchi moments in throughout the game, but there's nothing too serious. It's not a super dirty, hentai visual novel like some of the games out there. I don't think there's any hentai versions either, because I know there are some games that you can add a little patch and then, well, I'm not going to get into that. Anyways, so the 3 girls are Sakura, who is a more quiet, she's kind of sickly, she has some sort of disease, but they never really say what kind of disease it is, they just say it's not a heart disease. So anyways, she's a very quiet girl and fragile, and she's secretly a super hardcore otaku. And then there's Karin, who's pretty much the tsundere type girl. It's tsundere? I usually have a hard time pronouncing it super quickly. Anyways, so she's, that type of girl. She's always rash and then can get a little violent sometimes. And her kind of backstory is that she wants to be a teen idol, a Japanese idol. So she sings and stuff like that and dances and everything. But she's not super popular. She's not signed, I don't think yet. I think she might be signed to some sort of label. I don't remember. And the 3rd girl is Aoi, and she's a very cheerful and very energetic and helpful girl. But most people think of her as just another one of the boys inside the classroom, so most people don't get intimate with her or anything like that. And then her deal is she's just like this super karate star, and then she has this huge backstory with her family. Well, it's not super huge. So the game has about 15 chapters, and it's the main part. Well, I don't know if you'd call it the main part. The first part is 11 chapters. Each chapter is 1 day within the game, and throughout those chapters you either spend time with all 3 girls or just one of the girls, and you get a bit of a taste of each one of their stories. And at select parts of the game you get 3 dialogue choices, and depending on the one you get, you build sort of like an affection with one of the 3 girls. Sometimes if all 3 girls are there at the same time and you get a dialogue choice, choosing one of the choices will give you affection with one of the 3 girls. But other times when you're alone with one of the girls, choosing the dialogue choice will give you 0 points, 1 point, or 2 points affection with that one girl. And you can tell by the sound it makes. If there's no sound, you don't get any points. If there's a little ding type sound, then you get 1 point. And if there's a big ding type sound, then you get 2 points. So the dialogue slightly changes right after you choose one of the options, but then it goes back on the same sort of dialogue throughout the game. And you can always go back and replay the game and then just click the skip option, and it'll just skip through the game until you reach a dialogue choice, or you won't skip through the game, or it won't allow you to skip through the game if you reach dialogue that you haven't read before. And so the first 11 chapters is just that you get a taste of all 3 girls. That sounds a little weird, but whatever. And depending on how much affection you built, on the 11th day you get to choose where you want to go on your school trip. And you get 3 options. Well, you might get 3 options if you built up enough affection with the 3 girls. If you only built up enough affection with one girl, then you'll only get 1 option. If you didn't build up enough affection with any of the girls, then you don't get any options. The game ends right there. You go on a school trip with a male friend, and that's the end of the game. But you should probably save your game right there if you have all 3, or at least more than 1 option. You should probably save your game right there. There's multiple saves. And depending on the person or the place you choose for the school trip, you spend more time and fall in love with that particular girl. And then you get a lot more backstory with that one girl. I think Sakura has the most in-depth story, and it's the most enticing. Well, I don't know if enticing is the right word. It just makes you more into the game. Aoi is kind of okay. It's just it might be up to preference. But Karin, her story seems to be the weakest. I know most people would be into the tsundere type girl and the idol type girl, but her story is just pretty freaking weak in my opinion. So once you choose one of the 3 locations, the game goes on for another 4 chapters and does the whole love storyline, and then it does an epilogue, and then that's the end of the game. So it has about 15 chapters for each girl, and in total I think I was able to complete all 3 storylines, and then plus the storyline where I didn't get any of the 3 girls. I think I was able to do all that within 17 hours. So it's a bit more than some of the super weak visual novels out there, but it is pretty weak compared to the really super hardcore visual novels that you might find, but then again, those are really high priced. But I think the biggest upside to this visual novel is the appearance. Most visual novels just have 2D pictures or maybe 2D girls and, well, characters with blinking eyes, sometimes moving mouths and stuff like that. These have full 3D models that move around and their mouths move around when they talk, and there's actual voice actresses for the 3 girls. There isn't a voice actor for the main character. There's only the 3 voice actresses for the 3 girls, and they're really good voice actresses in my opinion. And there are a few other characters that might pop in the game, but the other characters don't even have character artwork. They don't have voice actors, it's only dialogue. And the dialogue is in English, and on the top left corner it has the Japanese, the hiragana, katakana, kanji, and I believe it's called furigana when it's kanji, and then hiragana, small characters over the kanji, so you know how to read the kanji if you're not familiar with it. So again, those are the biggest positives, and the voice actresses are only Japanese. There aren't any English voice actresses. As I said, the dialogue is in English with some Japanese up top, and the extras aren't too great. There's like 9 musical tracks that you can play in the extras menu. There's 30 screenshots because, like I said, most of the game has 3D models, but there are a few screenshots that are just 2D, and then the eyes moves and then the mouth moves. So those 30 screenshots are available once you unlock them, because some are only available once you go into one of the 3 girls' paths towards the end of the game. Then you can left click on the screenshot to pop it up and make it full screen, and then left click again to change the faces or change something else in the screenshot, and then you right click to zoom out of the screenshot. And so the story itself, I would say it is great for those who watch anime, common mainstream type anime, and want to try and get into visual novels. It's a good sort of catalyst or beginner type visual novel for those type of people. If you're a hardcore visual novel type person and you want to look for those visual novels with super intriguing story and great characters, this is not for you. This is just the simplistic, regular characters that you're used to, the regular love storylines, a few ecchi thrown in here and there, but that's pretty much it. It's nothing spectacular. Just the greatest part, in my opinion, are the 3D character models, because a lot of visual novels just have 2D screenshots, basically. So that's pretty much all I gotta say. Leave a comment, tell me if you've already played this game, or if you want to play it, or maybe if my review changed your opinion on it, or whatever. And give this video a thumbs up if you appreciated my review, and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more video game reviews, vlogs, gameplay commentary, and strategy guides, because more is going to be coming in the future.